Hello future doctors, this is Bishwajit, your zoology mentor, and this video will be discussing most repeated questions based upon our analysis of previous year's questions and the past trend of past 10 years. So let's explore. First we will be talking about top repeated topics or units. Yes, we know that few chapters are considered as high yield or high weighted chapters. Okay, for genetics and evolution, a unit is there. So important topics are Mendel's law, particularly 7 pairs of contrasting traits, the topic called linkage, pedigree analysis. From evolution chapter, Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, and chromosomal disorders from genetics. Okay, the largest, the most important unit for upcoming doctors, that is human physiology. 6 chapters are there and you can expect 9 to 10 questions. Important topics are reproductive system, endocrine glands and their hormones, specifically the hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid and adrenal glands, neural control and coordination, excretory mechanisms of excretion, there is countercurrent mechanism, regulation of kidney function and the process of micturition. Okay, now another 2 chapters, that is the unit of biotechnology, most important unit. Okay, particularly the chapter called principles and processes, and the topics are PCR, restriction in enzymes. You'll be finding repetitive questions in NEET exam. Application of biotechnology, if we talk about this particular topic, you need to talk about RNA interference technique, the concept of cryogenes and the transgenic animals. Okay. Now, ecology and environment, another important unit, and important topics are food chains, biodiversity, loss, hotspots, population growth models, and ecological pyramids. From the chapters, from the unit cell structure and function and the cell division, important topics are cell cycle, biomolecules, right, along with the enzymes, the classification of enzymes, right, and cell organelles. Okay, now we'll be talking about frequently repeated question concepts. Okay, now if we talk about this particular concept, sex determination in human, often asked regarding the father's role in determining the sex. Okay, contrasting traits by Mendel's specific count of traits, that is, the 7 pairs of contrasting traits are there. Mike from the chapter microbes in human welfare, examples of microbes used in industrial products. Phylum characteristics from animal kingdom, specifically chordates, arthropods and annelids of animal kingdom. The linker animals, exclusive features. Okay, from plant hormones, specific function of auxin, gibberellin and ethylene. Reproductive health, from this particular chapter, important topics are techniques of arts, particularly IVF, ZIFT, GIFT, IUI, IUT, and the methods of contraception, particularly the copper releasing contraceptive methods, right? Okay, now from renal portal system, presence in vertebrates, frog versus human, either it's present in frog or human being. And from the chapter evolution, homologous and analogous organs. And from the chapter biomolecules, most important or repetitive questions you will be finding from this particular topic, that is secondary metabolites. Okay, now let's check few of those important questions which we got when we were checking the past 10 years. In repetitive manner we got this particular question. So first question, the wings of a bird and the wings of an insect from the chapter evolution are kind of analogous structure. Another question, okay, a population will not remain in Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium if natural selection is operating in that population. Now, Darwin finches are excellent example of adaptive radiation, another important topic. Which of the following is an example of X-linked recessive disorder? So out of these 4, it will be hemophilia. Okay, for this particular question, in lac operon, the inducer, that is lactose or allolactose, binds to repressor protein. Next question. A color-blind man marries a woman with normal sight who has no history of color blindness in her family. So what is the probability of their grandson being color blind? And the answer will be 0.25 or 25%. Okay, next question. How many different phenotypes and genotypes are possible for ABO blood grouping system in humans? 4 phenotypes and 6 genotypes. Let's jump to the next question. The DNA fragments separated on an agarose gel can be visualized after staining with ethidium bromide under UV light, right? Okay. Now the correct order of steps of polymerase chain reaction, a very important topic from the chapter biotechnology, principles and processes, and they are denaturation, first denaturation, then annealing, then extension. Coming to the next question, another important topic, PVR322 vector, the ROP gene codes for proteins involved in the replication of plasmid, ROP for repressor of primer. Now this question, the first transgenic cow Rosie produced milk that was enriched with human alpha lactalbumin. Jumping to the next question, the first clinical gene therapy was given 1990, a 4-year-old girl for the treatment of ADA deficiency. Next question. Which of the following hormones peaks during the mid-cycle, that is 14th day, just prior to the ovulation, that will be triggering ovulation? Yes, surge in LH as well as FSH. Next question. The release of second polar body from the egg nucleus occurs just after the entry of the sperm but before fertilization. Next question. During the S phase of the cell cycle, what happens? The amount of DNA doubles but the chromosome number remains the same. Okay. Coming to the next question, in the classic experiment of S.L. Miller, you know about Urey Miller experiment, created an electric discharge in a closed flask containing which of the following gases? You know, the gases were methane, hydrogen, ammonia and water vapor, and the temperature they maintained, that is near about 800 degrees Celsius. Okay. So these are some examples of repetitive questions we found while we are checking for previous year's question of NEET biology.